Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Texas Storm Squad. This is a National Geographic documentary. It's about 44 minutes long. It is from 2020, and it covers specifically the happenings both in as it happened and also looking back on what happened during Hurricane. Was it Tropical Storm Imelda? It feels like it should have been a hurricane, the way everything is described. I know it started as a tropical storm off the Gulf of Mexico, and it had to be a hurricane. It just at first they're treating it as a tropical storm because that's what it was called when it made landfall. Because a lot of the footage is either body cam or people with cameras following this special crew that is like this special task force that jumps into action when most local services are overwhelmed. And trust me, they were overwhelmed. This happened just outside of Houston, on the east end of Texas, Beaumont, Texas. Fennett specifically is where the focus is, not too far off the coast. And it's a situation where, the land is just pretty much clay, and the water hits it, and it either just bounces right off or very slowly makes its way through. Otherwise, it just sort of either runs off to the river, and then the creek rises, and makes things worse. So, without telling you everything that goes on here, it just shows the amount of effort, the overwhelming situation where water just obliterates a community. And it comes down to a handful of people and hopefully services from other places to come in and help save the lives of as many people as they can. And we've seen it right here in LA, just the opposite form of destruction in fire. It's the same kind of situation where water and fire, both forces of nature that we can't easily control or contain, especially when whether it's wind or it's fire, whether it's water or fire, wind plays a big component to this. It's 60 plus miles an hour wind for Hurricane Imelda, more than 100 miles an hour wind for the fires here in LA just a few weeks ago. And it's something where you just like, oh, we can't put helicopters in the air. We can't get people into certain places because there is no way to fight the wind, and the fire just keeps moving. The water keeps on moving. The storm, in this case, moved into land and then sat there. It just sat there and spun and just dumped so much water on this community. And part of this is dealing with, as the calls come in, we see the crew stop by a woman's house who had given them a call, and she's just walking around in like calf deep water, like up to her calves, just walking around. It's like, I'm okay, but everything is just remote controls, his magazines, her couch, everything is just floating. It's people who decide to stay. I think she may have been convinced to leave at some point, but when everything is unmanageable and deep underwater, there's no sticking around, and there's lots of people who do. And they had Hurricane Harvey. I can't remember. It began with an H. It was like just 2 years before, and it was considered like the storm of the century. Something that it's an apocalyptic thing that only happens only so often. It's only once in a lifetime, once in 100 years kind of situation. No, it's not. And Imelda proved that. Because these kind of things are not going away. They're getting worse, and they will continue to get worse as we continue to do nothing about it. So at this point, we can all say, oh, we can't do anything about it. Well, what's bother? Why should we bother? It's never about, oh, can we do something about it in the short term? It's a matter of going, do we want this to be worse for generations after us? You might have children, grandchildren, you might have great-great-grandchildren someday. Do you want to be in this situation now? No, you don't. Do you want your children's children's children to be in much worse situations after that? People lost their homes, lost everything. Some of the most devastating parts of this for the people who are working on these crews is to see people being rescued, brought to a higher space, some safe, just a safe space in order to survive. And they have everything of value to them that they could gather in a moment's notice in a garbage bag. Having everything you have, everything you own, everything you can put into a bag. You're homeless now. And 2 storms later, in a span of less than 3 years, some people got the message and they just moved away. They moved somewhere where there's slightly less hurricanes. Oh, maybe they have tornadoes where they are now. Maybe they have earthquakes or fire storms, those kind of things. What can we do? So yeah, but this is mainly, there's no philosophical or political or whatever kind of message in this. It is really about the people who work their butts off every time one of these disasters happens and does what they can to save as many lives as they can. Some of the most unsettling moments is when the storm pauses or finally stops. Those same crews have to go around still in flooded waters trying to find people who might still need their help. Whether they're trapped in their homes, that have been maybe raised since the last hurricane, since they were raised the last time. Some people stuck it out, and some people survive, and some people are trapped in their cars, and they never get out. And it takes a certain strength to be able to do something like that. So kudos to all of those people. Kudos doesn't cover it. It sounds so flip, but I've known a lot of people who worked in emergency services, whether it's ambulance or fire trucks, police and things like that over the years. And they do some astounding work that takes a fortitude that most, including myself, would not have. And so whether it's fighting against water or fire, earthquakes, or anything else in between, they deserve your thanks at the very least. And maybe we can think about trying to take steps to make things. They do offer a reason for why these things are happening, but some people just don't want to hear it. It's too bad because, yeah. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 175. Oh, we got a short. Oh, wow, there's no shorts anywhere near this. It's the one short amongst so many other things. But we're going to be watching a classic short, I believe, starring Donald Duck. This is Sea Scouts. So, all right. Haven't had a short in a while. Let's do that. An actual short, not a series of shorts, not other things like that, but a short. This is, I don't know what year it's from, but we'll find out tomorrow when we watch Sea Scouts starring Donald Duck on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.